Hello everyone! Kamusta? So this lecture siguro ilalagay ko to under ng general psychology kasi yung topic natin very general. Okay ba yung reason ko, no? Anyway, ang title natin is Sex Really Just Physical? Verse muna tayo that will make sense as I go along. Sabi sa Hebrews, marriage should be honored by all, and the marriage bed kept, everybody read, undefiled. For God will judge the sexually immoral and adulterers. Now, going back to my title, etong first slide na to, is sex really just physical? Merong dalawang ways na sinasagot yan in our society. Meron tayong tinatawag na physicalist model, also known as the popular model, kasi majority dyan naniniwala. Wherein ang sagot nila is sex really just physical? Aba, oo. Physical lang yan, kaya wag dapat minomoralize yan. Kung kailan mo maramdaman yung willingness mo to have sex, dapat hindi mo pinipigilan yan. Nilalabas mo lang na nilalabas yan. More about that as we go along. On the other hand, meron namang kabaliktaran yung tinatawag nating spiritual model. Ito yung non-popular. Ito yung konti lang ang naniniwala. Ito yung kapag kinommunicate mo sa public, most likely, mababash ka, makakancel ka. Wherein, ang paniniwala dyan that sex is never just physical, more than the physical, this is also spiritual. So mamaya ipapaliwanag ko yan. I-zoom in ko muna yung number 1, the popular model or the physicalist model. Ang isa sa mga nag-start ng ganyang model is the idea of Charles Darwin. Kilala niyo naman si Charles Darwin, asawa ni Mrs. Darwin, magaling magluto ng pakbet yan, no? So itong si Charles Darwin, gumawa siya ng theory of evolution wherein sa theory na yon, very physical lang ang function ng sex. For those of you who are aware of theory of evolution, this is considered a law. Everybody say law. Dapat mangyari. Lahat ng living things, kasama dyan ang tao, kailangan mag-sex ng mag-sex para mag-continue, magpatuloy yung linya ng mga tao para hindi tayo ma-extinct in evolutionary language. And if you come to think of it, it makes sense. O nga naman, kapag hindi ka nakipag-sex, kukunti yung population, darating yung point na may extinct yung isang species. Kaya nga again, going back to his theory, sex is considered a law na dapat yung purpose ng sex is to multiply and multiply so that we will not be extinct. Nagigets nyo? So for Charles Darwin, sex is just a physical thing. In fact, it is a necessary thing. Everybody say necessary. Kailangan mong gawin. Huwag mong pipigilan. And later on, yung ganyang idea ni Darwin na yan, nakapasok yan sa psychology. Specifically, among the humanistic thinkers, isa na dyan si Abraham Maslow, yung very popular niyang hierarchy of needs wherein he considered sex as one of the biological needs / physiological needs. As you can see here, dito sa pinaka-base ng pyramid. Alam niyo naman kung anong ibig sabihin pag nasa base, yung need. Hindi pwedeng wala. Ibig sabihin, necessary. And one of those things na hindi pwedeng wala, sex. Nakalagay dyan, yung may asterisk dyan. Kaya ako nilagyan yan. Maliwanag. So when these ideas began sinking in to the consciousness of people na dati-rate dominated by church ideas, ano nangyari? Doon na ngayon sila nagkaroon ng confidence to go against religious idea that sex is also spiritual. Kaya tumaas yung confidence nila na talagang panindigan na ang sex physical lang, nangyari yung tinatawag na sexual revolution. Wherein, ang pinaka idea lang dyan is, we are all sexual beings. Yung sexual urges natin is a human right. We have the right to express our sexual energy the way we want it without any ano ba sa English yun? Alam niyo, Mr. Sir Howard, medyo mahina sa English, no? Without any cancellation. Ang sagwa, wag na lang cancellation. Pwede kang mag-express ng sexual energy mo nang walang pumipigil sa'yo. Basta yung kasex mo, pareho naman kayong payag, legal age naman kayo, consenting naman kayo, hindi naman siya ginagamit for abuse, why not? Yun yung sexual revolution. Nag-start yan around early 60s to 70s and then fast forward hanggang ngayon, 2026, nangyayari pa rin yan. Napakalakas na ng puwersa ng sexual revolution na many people today, ganyan yung pananaw about sex. Now, there's nothing to moralize about sex. If you feel like it, then you just do it. In fact, many TV shows nakakontribute sa ganong attitude about sex, no? Meron tayong mga series na yan yung message. Sex is not a big thing spiritually because it is not spiritual. Kung feel mo, gawin mo lang. Yan. Don't moralize sex. Meron pang ginagamit na hunger analogy, no? I listened to one lecture, ang sabi niya, anong ginagawa mo kapag nagugutom ka? Pupunta ka sa kusina, kakain ka. Right? It's a physical thing. Now, how come hindi mo pwedeng i-apply sa sex yun? Dapat ganun din. There are times yung katawan mo naghahanap ng kasex. So, anong gagawin mo? Maghahanap ka ng kasex. Kung payag naman, wala namang abuso, lahat naman okay, then why not? Anong pinagkaiba ng binubusog mo yung katawan mo sa pagkain versus binubusog mo yung katawan mo sa sex? Ganun yung line of thinking in the physicalist model. Now, talon naman tayo dito sa spiritual model wherein sex is never just physical. Okay? So, let's start with an observation. Alam nyo ba, trivia, major world religions prohibit sexual immorality. Marami mga world religions, hindi lang Christianity. Isama mo na rin yung Judaism, Islam, Buddhism, Sikhism, Hinduism. Marami silang sinasabi about sex. Marami silang rules. Marami silang prohibitions. Specifically, sex outside marriage, karamihan sa mga religions na yan, bawal. Now, here's my logic. When we talk about religions, isn't it, ang pinakatrabaho ng religion is to talk about the spiritual world. Talk about afterlife, talk about soul, talk about God, talk about sin, talk about spiritual purity. Yan dapat yung inaatupag ng mga religion. Pero bakit? Everybody say bakit? Bakit ang mga religions na to, meron lagi silang sinasabi about sex? That's the big question. Why? Why are they commenting about something that is so physical when their main concern is spiritual? Now, let me offer an answer to that question. Alam niyo naman ako, pag nagtatanong, ako rin ang sasagot dito. Bakit? Ako lang naman mag-isa dito. Tama, wala namang nanonood. Ako lang. Nanay ko lang, tatay ko lang, tsaka gwardiya namin. Now, anong sagot ko dito? Why? Maybe because there is more to sex than exchange of fluids. Dito ko ngayon ipapaliwanag kung ano ba yung ibig sabihin ng sex in the spiritual model. In the spiritual model of sex, ang sex, this is physical action na ginagawa ng dalawang tao to create spiritual attachment. Now, don't get me wrong, hindi dinideny. It's not being denied that something physical happens when people have sex, such as, yun na nga, exchange of fluids. Pero ang sinasabi ng spiritual view, hindi lang exchange of fluids ang nangyayari. Meron pang isang level wherein meron ding nangyayari habang ang dalawang tao nagsisex, and that is spiritual attachment. The first time where we can see this idea is when God in the book of Genesis laid down the template for marriage, where expectedly people have sex in the context of marriage. Ang sabi dito, for this reason, a man will leave his father and mother and be united to his wife, and they will become altogether with one flesh. Yun yung sinasabi ditong spiritual attachment. Kapag ang dalawang tao nagsisex, again, other than the bodily fluids, nagiging one flesh sila. Yung mga espiritu nila, yung mga kaluluwa nila, nawawala yung mga personal boundaries. It seems like nagkakaroon sila ng perfect union as one being. Although magkaiba silang beings, but sex creates that kind of union. Nawawala yung mga boundaries nung dalawang taong nagsesex. Nagiging sobrang dikit to the point nagiging iisa yung dalawang tao. Yun yung ibig sabihin ng one flesh. It goes more than just the bodies being close to each other. In the spiritual level, ang mga kaluluwa ng mga tao na nagsesex, ganyan ang nangyayari. Nagigets ninyo? Kaya nga, ito, to further support this model, there's a passage in God's Word. Ang sex, nagkikreate pala ng sin. Now, don't get me wrong, hindi ko sinasabing sex equals sin. Depende yan kung anong klaseng sex, inside marriage or outside marriage, no? But ibang lecture yan. Pero ang point ko lang dito is this: if sex is just physical, why does it create an element that is so spiritual, such as sin? You can actually have sin by having sex. Yun yung sinasabi dito sa 6:18 ng 1 Corinthians. Kaya ako binilugan yung mga word na sin. That in the spiritual realm, something so physical such as sex, meron pala siyang connect sa something so Spiritual, such as sin. By having sex in a wrong way, in a template against God's word, it can create spiritual sin. Another support na ang sex, hindi lang ito physical, even in ancient religions, sex is being used as a form of worship or as a form of rituals. For example, you study ancient religions, talagang meron naggumagawa ng temple sex, wherein people go to that temple and have sex because they believe that by doing that, they are actually worshiping the deity na nandoon sa temple na yon na may kinalaman sa sex. Karamihan sa mga gods na ganyan are believed to be the gods of fertility. Ganyan nila sambahin yung mga gods of fertility. Meron ding mga practices na meron silang temple prostitutes, wherein it is believed that that prostitute is possessed by this god. So, the worshippers of that god, kung gusto mong maging close ka sa god na yan, anong gagawin mo? Connect the dots. You have sex with the prostitute so that you will have spiritual union with that god that you are worshiping. If you study ancient religions, isa sa mga religions na nagpa-practice niyan is the god Ishtar. Merong mga religions na yan ng Diyos na sinasamba, who is a Babylonian god, and if that sounds so familiar in the Bible, many times yung Babylonian o yung Babylon na mention. Na it's a very ancient religious group of people, at paulit-ulit in the Bible sinasabi na sa mga Israelites, huwag niyong gagayahin yung mga ways of the Babylonians. Bakit? Isa yan sa mga ways nila. How to be one with the God, small letter G, that they are worshiping. They are having sex. Now, you might say, masyado namang old na yung example mo, wala nang Babylonian Empire ngayon. Actually, nangyayari pa rin yan ngayon through sex rituals in the occultic practice. Meron silang tinatawag na sex magic, wherein ganun din ng ganun din ng function yan. Merong mga cult practices na kapag gumagawa sila ng mga sexual acts, the reason why they do it is to worship a certain spiritual deity. Such as, for example, in this picture, it's a little bit disturbing, pero ito yung good example of a sex magic ritual. And I want to emphasize that person, kung may mga nakilala sa inyo niyan, this is none other than Mr. Anton LaVey, the founder of Church of Satan. Siya rin ang gumawa ng Satanic Bible. And there are certain parts of the Satanic Bible na nagpo-portray, nagbibigay ng instruction kung paano ba gumawa ng sex magic. Isa yan sa mga rituals of na ginagawa if you are part of the Satanic Church. Okay, so gagawan ko na lang ng ibang lecture yan, but don't miss the point. Ang point ko lang dito is if sex is just physical, why is it is always connected to something spiritual such as worship? Yun yung challenge ng spiritual model sa mga nagsasabi na ang sex is physical lang. Now, ito a little bit more scientific. If sex is just physical, then why is it merong effect yung sex sa later on marriage quality ng mga tao? Now, let's talk about marriage. Did you know that marriage is a very spiritual union that a person can have in his or her lifetime? Contrary to the popular idea na ang marriage gawa-gawa lang daw ng simbahan yan para ma-regulate yung population growth, para daw makakuha lang ng pera ang simbahan, actually hindi totoo yun. Ang marriage, bakit siya sacred? Bakit siya holy? What's with marriage? Kasi hindi lang siya social contract. Yung idea of marriage itself, bakit siya naging spiritual? Because it came from the Word of God. And that's in the spiritualist view. The first time that marriage was practiced, God spoke the words that marriage should happen. For this reason, a man will leave his father and mother and be united to his wife, and they will become one flesh. Yan yung template ng marriage. Diyan nagsimula yun. God said so. And as you know, in the Bible, when God said something, when God says something, His words are so powerful, it becomes reality. After all, yan yung simula ng lahat ng nakikita natin, di ba? And God spoke. And God said. Isa to sa mga nagsimula because of something that God said. God said marriage should start. Boom! This is the first marriage. Now you understand why people would look at marriage in a spiritual level. Because it directly came from the command of the all-powerful living God. Nagigets ninyo? So marriage is a very spiritual union that a human being will enter in his or her lifetime kung pinili nilang magpakasal. So going back to our argument, if sex is just physical, sana mapusundan niyo yung logic, there should be no effect of sex in marriage, especially premarital sex. Nagigets nyo? Kasi kung ang sex, physical lang, wala dapat connect yan sa spiritual union mo later on sa marriage kapag kinasal ka na. But the problem is, that's not what the data shows. Data shows, for example, that the more premarital sex you have before marriage, nagkakaroon pala yon ng quality sa marital satisfaction mo later when you enter marriage, which is again a spiritual union. For instance, there's this study done. Ganda nung study na to, no? 15-year study to na follow-up study. Ibig sabihin, paulit-ulit binabalik-balikan yung mga participants dito from the time they were not married to the time that they got married. During those times that they were not yet married, inalam yung sexual behaviors nila. Sila ba nakikipag-premarital sex? And they want to connect those two. Yung dami ba ng beses na nagkikipag-premarital sex ka, which is sex outside marriage, meron ba yung kinalaman kung gaano katibay yung marriage mo later on? And the answer is, meron. Okay? Like for instance, in this study, let me read to you a part. Ang sabi dito, individuals with 9 or more premarital sexual partners had the highest risk of divorce. So kapag madalas kang nakikipag-sex from people outside marriage, premarital sex, at naka-9 ka na or more, mataas yung chance na magiging hindi maganda yung marital quality mo ending in divorce or separation. Now, you might say, uy, hindi naman ako ganyan kagrabe, 9 or more. Ako isang beses lang. Wait lang, hindi pa tapos kasi kahit daw isa lang, makaisa ka lang daw. Followed by those with 1 to 8 partners. Importantly, the study noted no significant differences between men and women in this association. Ibig sabihin, walang kinalaman kung babae ka or lalaki in doing premarital sex, the effect is just the same. So, wag kang maging sexist. Nasabihin mo, ako okay lang makipag-sex kahit kanino kasi lalaki ako, wala namang mawawala sa akin. Mali. Whether you're male or female, you have sex with someone before marriage, meron pala yung negative effect later on when you enter the spiritual union of marriage. That's why when I read this article, na alala ko kaagad yung opening verse natin kanina. Could it be na ito yung reason bakit inutos sa Hebrews that you should keep your marriage bed undefiled? Everybody say undefiled. Ibig sabihin, hindi ka makikipag-sex outside your marriage because if you do, you defile your future marriage. Ito na ba yung empirical confirmation that this passage in Hebrews makes sense? Diba? Kung i-connect mo yan dito sa article na to, yung mga nag-sex before marriage in the language of Hebrews, ito na yung mga nag-defile ng marriage nila. So what happened is when they got married one day, boom, yung defilement of marriage bed, yun na ngayon yung nag-push para masira yung marriage quality nila. So it makes a lot of sense when Hebrews tells us na dapat hindi natin dinidefile yung future marriage natin. And how do we do that? By keeping the body pure before getting married. Unfortunately, this is not the norm. Do you agree? Like for instance, in social media, kapag may mga nag-share na ganun yung attitude nila, gusto nila ang first sexual encounter nila with their husband and wife, parang masyado kang close-minded. Para naman masyado kang old school. Masyado ka namang traditional. Kasi hindi na uso yan. Diba? Ganun yung attitude sa social media eh. But then again, taking this study, i-connect mo sa events ngayon, could it be this is the reason why marami mga kasal ngayon naghihiwalay? Gustong maghiwalay. In the spiritual language, how do you explain this? Maybe ito na yung result ng defilement of marriage through premarital sex before getting married. Am I making sense? Now, again, if you don't agree with that model, okay lang naman. But this is another alternative to think about. Could it be na ito na yung fulfillment ng Hebrews? Dinefile mo kasi. Kaya yung marriage quality pumapalya. And this is an old data, 2014, no? Pero kung ifo-forward mo pa yan, the pattern is steady. Marami mga mag-asawa ngayon gustong maghiwalay. 2021, ilan gusto maghiwalay? Around 12,000 couples. And then last 2023, ilan ang gustong maghiwalay? Around 4,581 couples ang gustong maghiwalay. Again, I am not oversimplifying marital dissolution. For sure, maraming mga reasons yan. Bakit naghihiwalay yung mga mag-asawa? But one of the reasons is, and we cannot deny this, that maybe it has something to do with the defilement of the marriage bed before marriage that contributed to these numbers. That's another potential interpretation of these numbers. Kaya nga ang bottom line lang dito is, why would something so physical, which is sex, yung pinag-uusapan natin ngayon, affect a spiritual union so much given that data? Ano kaya sagot dyan? Well, ang masasagot ko nga dyan, it's because maybe, just maybe, this might be wrong, but I believe it's not. Most likely, sex is never just physical. Yan naman yung spiritualist view of sex. Okay? So now, meron na kayong balanced view of how to look at sex. How would you look at sex? This is just a physical thing, let's not moralize it, or let's be extremely careful to whom we do this because it affects us spiritually. Bahala na kayo mag-decide dyan. Pero, I'm sure marami sa inyo itong itatanong sa akin, no? Sir Howard, ba't ka pa ba nagle-lecture tungkol dyan? Why this matters? Ano bang implication yan? Ano ngayon? How would this affect the quality of a person's life? Well, the reason why gumawa ako ng ganitong lecture kasi, how you view sex, whether it's just physical or more than just physical, will affect one of the most important choices that you're gonna make as a human being, and that is your sexual choices. Isa yan sa mga mahalagang decision na ginagawa ng tao everyday. Anong magiging behavior mo when it comes to sex? Paano ka magbe-behave in terms of who are you going to have sex with? Why are you having sex? When will you have sex? How often are you going to have sex? Regardless of these questions, merong matinding mga effect yan in your everyday life. Depende nga, and those choices that you make here, numbers 1 to 4, depende yan kung ikaw ba physicalist model or spiritual model when it comes to sex. Bigyan ko kayo ng sample, i-zoom in natin yung popular model, physicalist model. Ganyan yung pananaw mo, wag natin immoralize yung sex. Kung kailan mo na-feel, dun mo gawin. Who cares? As long as pareho namang payag, ganyan yung attitude mo. Now, when it comes to when, that will affect your choice kung kailan ka makikipag-sex. And what would be your most likely answer? Kailan ka makikipag-sex? Well, if you feel like it. Let's just be casual about it. Hence the term casual sex. Kaya nagkaroon ng casual sex. You just take sex lightly because it's just physical. Pareho lang yan sa pagkain mo ng binagoongang baboy nung lunch kasi gutom ka na. Am I making sense? Now, the thing is, studies show, like for an example, this one, meron palang kinalaman niya sa mental health. Which is again so weird. How can something so physical, such as sex, may epekto sa mental health, which is so spiritual? For instance, in this study, sabi dito, we found that suicidal ideation and depressive symptoms in adolescents were associated with entrance into casual sexual relationships in emerging adulthood. If sex is just a physical thing, bakit meron itong direct effect sa mental health such as suicidal ideation and depressive symptoms? Could it be that this is one of the reasons kung bakit marami mga tao ngayon suffering from mental health issues? Again, hindi ko ino-oversimplify ito. Huwag niyo ako i-misinterpret. Maraming reasons of poor mental health, but could it be just in the hypothetical level na isa sa mga nagkokos nito is young people's super liberal attitude when it comes to having sex? After all, ang Pilipinas mataas sa premarital sex. Could it be na merong mga societal problems tayong nararanasan ngayon that again, nakakaapekto sa mental health ng marami mga tao na ang cause is that kind of way of viewing sex. That it's just physical, let's not moralize, these are just exchange of fluids. Again, nagtatanong lang. Hindi ko sinasabing ito yung cause kasi wala naman tayong data, no? But if you're going to use your logic, when you view sex that way, super liberal mo, okay lang yan, physical lang yan, could it be connected to these things? Or, balikan natin yung slide na to, when it comes to frequency, kanina kasi who lang, diba? Who and frequency. Kanina kasi when, ngayon who and frequency. Kapag ang tingin mo sa sex is just a physical thing, ano magiging sagot mo sa who? At kung gaano ka kadalas mag-sex? Well, kahit sino at kung kailan mo nararamdaman makipag-sex. Kasi ang sex nga sa'yo is just a physical thing. And the thing is, kung gano'n yung attitude mo o yung behavior mo about sex, kahit sino, kung kailan mo maramdaman, could it be na ito rin yung reason kung bakit meron tayong mga sakit na lumalabas na even ng World Health Organization naaalarma na sa sobrang bilis ng pagtaas. Again, don't get me wrong, merong ibang models to explain why this is happening, but this is another alternative model you can think about. Nakaka-contribute ba yung super liberal attitude on having sex powered by the physicalist model? May effect ba yon? Kahit paano nakaka-contribute ba yon sa mga ganyang problema? Such as rise in HIV cases. Again, I don't have the data. I'm just theorizing here. At least in the hypothetical level, mukhang it makes sense. Kaya nga, in closing, no, when we talk about marriage, when we talk about what God said about how people should have sex inside a marriage context, my take is marriage still makes sense. Para sa mga hindi naniniwala dyan, para sa mga nagko-question dyan on the validity of marriage, na ang marriage daw papel lang, maybe this is another alternative that you can view. Given the way the spiritual model views sex, makikita mo yung importance ng marriage in terms of pushing a person to have healthy attitude about having sex. So pag-isipan mo lang yung part na yon, no? Talagang marriage still makes sense. Keeping the body pure before marriage still makes sense. Especially if your view on sex is something is spiritual. Pero again, at the end of the day, going back to that slide, kayo magde-decide niyan. 'Di ba? Ang problema nga dito sa dalawang model na to is super opposite sila eh. Hindi mo sila pwedeng i-integrate. May mga opposite claims kasi na pwede mo pang i-integrate eh. Pero ito talaga, I think, no, hindi mo pwedeng integrate because they are claiming opposite claims. One is black, the other is white. Hindi mo siya pwedeng going gray. The best you could do here is to choose. Sa tingin nyo, alin dito yung reality? Is it the physicalist model or is it the spiritual model? Again, hindi pwedeng pareho silang tama. One model here is right, the other model is wrong. At the end of the day, you decide. I-connect nyo yan sana sa mga previous lectures natin in this channel in terms of what is a human being. Ano ba yung psyche? Ano ba yung nature natin? Given that nature of the psyche, aling model dito yung expected na susundin ng mga tao for them to have a healthier sexuality? Is it the physicalist model or the spiritual model? Alright, so yun lang yung maikli nating lecture on this topic, is sex really just physical? If you have any questions, comments, ilagay nyo lang dyan sa baba. Thank you for listening. Sir Howard here. God bless everyone. Ingat kayong lahat. Bye-bye.